Welcome to LCAT's presentation of girls varsity basketball here in East Long Meadow. I'm Tom Cronin, joining alongside nobody tonight. I'm doing the game alone, so hopefully I can keep everybody entertained as we're going to see the East Long Meadow Spartans take on the Ludlow Lions tonight. East Long Meadow comes in at 5-5, while the Lions come in at 3-7. Last game for East Long Meadow, they defeated Amherst very comfortably, 59-32. Last Friday. Danny White had 12, Julia Decker had 7, and Gabby Haywood had 15. As for Ludlow, they lost to Northampton last Wednesday on the 50-36. Guyon had 14 and Foy had 8 points. Those are really the key players. Morgan Foy and Alyssa, and where's her name? Let me see here. Alyssa Guyon for the Lions. They really put up the most numbers for the Lions this year. As for East Long Meadow, some people to watch out for are the obvious: Danny White, Julia Decker, and Olivia Bonavita, the offensive threats. But also Gabby Haywood can put up some great numbers, and she's also a great defensive player as well. Actually, I'm not doing the game just alone. Nick Balboni will be doing the stats for me to my right, and Nina Fazio will be doing the camera up top for LCAT. As you can see, both teams are warming up, and we're about a minute and 30 seconds away from game time here on this Friday night. East Long Meadow trying to get above 500 for the first time this season.
White for three, and she sinks it in. Here's Karina with the layup. Decker to Mickwitz long two, sinks it in. Decker with a mid-range deuce. Bonavita for three, got it.
All right, the lineups have been set and the national anthem has been played. And as you can see in the court right now, the East Long Meadow girls doing their pre-game chant before they start off this match against the Ludlow Lions. Your starting five for East Long Meadow tonight are Jamie Mickwitz, the senior, Julia Decker, the junior, Gabby Haywood also is a senior, Danny White as well, and Olivia Bonavita, the young sophomore on this squad. Again, the Spartans come into tonight at 5-5, while the Lions are 3-7 and trying to get back into the playoff hunt. Jamie Mickwitz will be taking the tip for the Spartans against number 23, Alyssa Guyon, the star player for the Lions, and the Lions win the tip. Lions have it on the left side. They go back up top. Inside, they take it back out. Good pressure by Haywood, and it's stolen away by Jamie Mickwitz, and Haywood gives it to Danny White. First turnover of the night for each team. Coach Maurer calling out motion. Here's Julia Decker on the right side. Nice pass down low to Danny White, and they're going to say she traveled on the play, and that's the second turnover, so each team has one each. Bernal is inbounding for the Lions. Looking for someone covered by Jamie Mickwitz. Bounce pass to Guyon, back to Bernal. Here comes Foy. Inside to Guyon, off the glass and good, and Ludlow's on the board first. They lead 2-0 with 7:15 left in the first quarter. Here comes Danny White, the senior and the leader for this East Long Meadow squad. Julia Decker on the right side. Takes it herself, the floater, no, short, airballs it. Haywood with the rebound, stolen away. Very slow-paced game so far. Here's Bernal. Inside for the Lions, back out. The Lions taking their time with it. To the left side for three, way off, rebounded by Mickwitz, and she bounce passes to Danny White. White to Bonavita. Decker has it now to White. Mickwitz backing in, has it rejected, and it goes into Guyon's hands. Here comes Alyssa Guyon. And she step backs, takes a long three, short. And she's going to save it, but they're going to say she stepped out of bounds, and it's going to go East Long Meadow's way. And early on, Coach Maurer is not pleased with his squad. He's calling an early timeout with 6:12 remaining left in the first quarter. And, you know, the score is only 2-0, but East Long Meadow has created nothing on the offensive end whatsoever. The defense has been, you know, they've only held them to 2 points, but Ludlow only having 3 wins, you can tell they are not an offensive team. So Coach Maurer definitely displeased with his team early on here. Last year, Ludlow beat East Long Meadow here at home, 47-33. Guyon had 12, and Decker led the team with 14. She was a sophomore last year, and Ludlow went on a 20-8 run in the third quarter. That kind of really secured the deal for the Lions. East Long Meadow hoping to change that this year. Not too much of a rivalry between the two squads, but definitely do not want to lose. And a critical game for East Long Meadow as they try to get over 500. You need 10 wins to get in the playoffs. They have 5 right now, so 5 more wins, and they secure a playoff berth. So right now, every game is critical for the Spartans. And Danny Wright is running the point guard right now out of the timeout. Gives it to Haywood, and Haywood's going to get called for traveling. So the second travel call against East Long Meadow in the first quarter. Bernal is the inbound passer. Little floater up top, and East Long Meadow's going to come away with a steal. Danny White tracking it down. Here's Julia Decker. Jamie Mikowitz now. Swings it to Decker. Excuse me, White. Around the pick from Haywood. Nice pick and roll there. Haywood takes it herself and banks it in. Let's take another look at that one. As you can see, excellent pass distribution between the two players for East Long Meadow. And here comes the Lions now. Guyon has it, working against Decker. Under 5.5, we're tied at 2 in the first. And I believe they're going to call a 3-second violation. Nope, they're going to call a foul. Had to wait for the ref to give his signal. The foul is going to be on number 2, Kira McCarthy, the junior for the Lions. Decker gives it to White. Here's Haywood. Decker again. Bonavita in the corner. Doesn't have any openings, brings it back up top. Mikowitz to Danny White, and has it tipped out of bounds by number 2, Kira McCarthy. Ten seconds left on the shot clock, and here's Decker. Gives it to Bonavita. White has it. White for 3. No. Hits the rim, though. Rebounded by the Lions. Nice inside pass to Alyssa Guyon, and she gets the lucky bounce. Amanda Ferrero will check in for the Spartans in a few moments. But right now, East Long Meadow trails by 2. Decker with possession, gives it to Mikowitz, now to White. White fakes a 3, driving, takes it herself, has it blocked. Foy has it. Gives it to her teammate, back out to the left side for 3. No good off the glass. Offensive rebound for the Lions, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go East Long Meadow's way. And let's see who the senior Ferrero takes out. She will be substituting for Jamie Mikowitz. Ferrero also plays soccer here at East Long Meadow. A lot of multiple sport athletes on this East Long Meadow team. Very good to see. Decker around the pick from Ferrero. White has it. White for 3. Yes! And it gives East Long Meadow a 1-point lead. Guyon with the inbounds pass, getting double teamed. And East Long Meadow with an excellent press there to turn the turnover. Excuse me, nope, it's going to stay with the Lions, but an excellent job to tip the ball out of bounds and create havoc for the Lions. Again, they tip it, but Guyon secures it. Here comes Bernal, gives it to her teammate up top. To the corner to McCarthy. And McCarthy sinks it in. And that's Kimberly McCarthy with the mid-range 2. Just over 3 minutes left in the first. Ludlow with the 6-5 lead. Julia Decker gives it to Haywood. Now Danny White has it. Around the pick from Ferrero. Decker. Gives it to Ferrero. Nice pass. Unlucky shot. Haywood fighting for the offensive rebound. Tips it to Decker's hands. Decker gives it to White. White fakes the 3. Driving. Bounce pass to Ferrero. Off the glass. Count it. So Ferrero making an instant impact as she comes into the game, and she's going to draw an and one opportunity. Ashley Horgan, she's got speed, and she's going to check in for the Spartans after this free throw. And Amanda will be in and out on her and one opportunity. So it's 7-6 East Long Meadow. Stolen away by Danny White. 2v2. Danny White, short jumper, no. And it's going to be off Bonavita's hand and stay with the Lions. And Horgan's going to take out Julia Decker. So Decker will get some water and get a rest. And actually, Horgan will bring in her speed to help the offense out and also the defense as well. And it's going to be stolen away, but they're going to call Horgan with a travel. But East Long Meadow with excellent defense there. You could see Coach Maurer clapping with a happy face, you could say, and East Long Meadow doing their job on the defensive end. Still a very close ball game. 1 point lead for the Spartans. McCarthy has it now. To the corner for the Lions. Back to McCarthy. McCarthy takes it herself. The floater off the glass, no. Rebounded by Danny White. Under 2 minutes left in the first. White through the legs, nifty dribbling. And White gets fouled. And the foul is going to be on Kira McCarthy. I believe that's her second tonight. Let's look at the board. Yes, her second foul. And Olivia Bonavita, the sophomore, will inbound for the Spartans. And she gives it to Ashley Horgan, number 23, the senior. Horgan almost has it stolen away, and now she does on the bounce pass. And let's see if Ludlow can finish the layup, and they do. So Ludlow now takes the lead 8-7 with a minute and a half left in the first. And that's not something Coach Maurer wants to see from his team, especially against the 3-7 Lions team. Here's Danny White. Nice pass to Haywood. Off the glass, no good. Way off. Ferrero with a nice rebound. Here's Bonavita. Foul called. And she'll go to the charity stripe and shoot 2. So Olivia Bonavita is at the line for the first time tonight, looking to give the Spartans the lead. And she sinks the first one. She ties the game at 8. Some substitutions being made for the Lions. Tim Brillo is the head coach of the Ludlow Lions, his 17th season as the man in charge. And Bonavita sinks them both, and Julia Decker is going to take out Olivia Bonavita. So now East Long Meadow has a 9-8 lead, 1:10 left in the first. East Long Meadow going like in a 2-2-1 defense. I'm not sure if that's the correct term for that, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And Coach Maurer calling for a trap, trying to create another steal. They've had plenty tonight, and they do. Under a minute left in the first. Julia Decker slowing it down for the Spartans, looking for an open lane, opening one here with Danny White getting it. Long floater, no good. Gets her own rebound, though, as it's tipped back to her, and she sinks it in. East Long Meadow keeping with that defensive formation. The 2-2-1, I'm calling it. And it's stolen away again. Decker to Horgan. Horgan, no look pass to Haywood from the free throw line. No good, hits the back of the rim. Ferrero with the rebound. Here's Haywood now. Haywood hits the front end of the rim, and it's going to be secured by the Lions. Under 10 seconds left on the game clock. Obviously no clock on the shot clock. And 3, 2, 1 at the buzzer. No, and East Long Meadow is going to win the first quarter 11-8. So East Long Meadow with great defensive pressure. Ludlow still hanging in there, though. It's only a one-possession game, and as I'm looking at my stat provided by Nick Balboni, and Nick, I thank you, Danny White leads the team with 5 points overall. And for the Lions, Alyssa Guyon leads it with 1, 2, 3, 4 points overall. So, like I said in the beginning, Guyon a really big impact for the Lions and for East Long Meadow. We all know Danny White does an excellent job on the offensive side. Also creates a lot of turnovers as well. Ferrero has 2 points, Bonavita has 2 points, and Haywood has 2 points. Interesting note on Haywood. I mean, she had 15 in that big win over Amherst. And, I'm not, taking any credit away from her, but you usually don't see her getting that many points. You usually see her getting close to 15 steals. I know that's a little an exaggeration, but usually Gabby Haywood's going to give you that defensive presence, but against Amherst, she gave you that defensive presence and also that offensive presence. So a good sign to see for Coach Maurer as he's lost Nalani Walker and Karina Lindsay for the rest of the season. 2 big offensive assets for East Long Meadow. So if I'm Coach Maurer, I can't be more happy than seeing Gabby Haywood put up great numbers on the offensive side of the ball. And we're about ready to start the second quarter. And Ashley Horgan, Gabby Haywood, Amanda Ferrero, Danny White, and Julia Decker will start it off here in the second quarter of play. Not too much of a crowd here tonight. Kind of disappointing to see, because this Spartans team is not that bad at all. I know their record is 5-5, and that's not the greatest of records, obviously, but you would like to see the Spartan faithful come out more, especially the student section on a Friday night. I guess the hockey team's been kind of dominating the winter so far. But getting back to the game, here is the Lions trying to get closer and inch in, and they do. So they make this a 1-point lead for the Spartans. Decker has it to Danny White. Danny White, nice move, and gets it off the glass. Let's take another look at that one. Just another one she could put on her highlight reel. Spartans lead 13-10. Another steal created by East Long Meadow. And let's see what the call is. They're going to call it jump ball, and it's going to go Ludlow's way. I tell you what, this formation's extremely successful for East Long Meadow. Trying to get my words out there. I'm in the weekend mode already. Maybe if this was a Tuesday, I'd be more in the English mode, but I'm in the Tom Cronin weekend Saturday morning mood. 7:06 left in this first half. East Long Meadow leads by 3, 13-10. Timeout on the floor. Again, Nick Balboni providing the stats. Nina Fazio on the camera. Tom Cronin with the play-by-play. Other notable games going on tonight. You got Westside at Longmeadow, Holyoke taking on Northampton in Northampton. A nice little rivalry game going on tonight. Chicopee Comp at Chicopee. Minnechaug is at Agawam. My cousin's on the Agawam team. I hope they lose. Just kidding, I don't. Belchertown at Amherst, Holyoke Catholic at Ware, and Southwick at McCann Tech. I can't wait. I cannot wait till Agawam comes here. Danielle Stratton, she's a senior. And if for all of you that don't know, Danielle is my cousin, and her cousin and also my uncle is the assistant coach for East Long Meadow, Vinny Filomeno. So it's kind of like a family affair whenever they come here. And both teams check back onto the floor. Decker inbounding for the Spartans. And she gives it to Danny White. And Danny White working on the right side. Looking for a teammate, gives it back to Decker. Here's Horgan for three. No, excuse me, that was a long two. But she missed it anyway. No good off the glass. Guyon with their own rebound, though. Puts it back up, sinks it in. Here comes Decker with it, and they're going to call her for traveling, and I think that's their third travel call against East Long Meadow tonight, and Olivia Bonavita is going to take out Ashley Horgan. Ashley Horgan did a great job coming in off the bench, creating great defense for East Long Meadow, also creating a few turnovers as well in this 2-2-1 zone. I don't even know if it's a zone, but like I said, we're just going to go with that. But again, give all the credit to Ashley Horgan. She's done a great job, and she deserves to get more playing time, I think, after that performance. (13-12) East Long Meadow with a slim lead with 6:12 left in the second quarter. Decker has it. Goes around the defender. Gives it to Mikowitz on the right side. Mikowitz is going to fall with it, and she's going to get called for traveling. So that's the fourth travel call against East Long Meadow. And Ludlow are going to give some of their starters some rest as they make 2 substitutions. And another steal for East Long Meadow. Turnover city so far. And Coach Maurer calling out UConn. Here's Danny White. And she sinks it in. Danny White doing it all for the Spartans on the offensive side. Leads her team with points. Long 2, and it rattles in for the Lions. I tell you what, East Long Meadow just can't separate themselves from this Lions team. Ferrero gives it to White. Oh, excuse me, Decker. I've been getting those two confused all night. Here's the pick, and Decker has it, and she is way off with the layup. Not sure if that got deflected. Had some players in front of me. Here's Guyon with it. The floater sinks it in. So Guyon and White have been really leading their team on the offensive side. Definitely the 2 marquee players for both squads. Here's Danny White. Gives it to Julia Decker. Around the pick. Danny White's going to pull up from 3-point land, and she will get the lucky bounce. Look at that. Just over 4 minutes left in the second quarter. East Long Meadow with a 2-point lead. East Long Meadow trying to create another steal. Not sure how many they have tonight. It's definitely getting close to double digits, that's for sure. Under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Now under 5. Guyon puts one up. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and she's going to get fouled and go to the line. And she hits the back end of the rim, and she misses her first one as Gabby Haywood checks in for Amanda Ferrero. And this one, if she does make it, will cut it to a 1-point lead for the Spartans. And she'll rattle it out, but Ludlow's right there, and they'll go right back to the line. Number 15, Allison Bernalt, doing a nice job running in there and creating the offensive rebound and then getting hacked when she missed the layup, and she'll try to tie the game for the Lions. East Long Meadow needs to do a better job boxing out on that possession. And she sinks her first one. And Sophia Capua is going to get her first minutes of the night. She checks in for Jamie Mikowitz. Sophia Capua is a junior, and Jamie Mikowitz is a senior. And we got a tie ball game on our hands now. All right, 3.5 left in the first half. East Long Meadow 18, Ludlow 18. Here comes Decker. Has done an excellent job controlling the point guard position for the Spartans this season. Here's Danny White, takes it herself, way off, gets her own rebound though, and it's going to be off the leg of Gayan, and it's going to stay with East Long Meadow. Just another excellent job by Danny White, showing her athleticism on that play. White inbounds to Decker, Bonavita, back to White. Back to Bonavita. Here's Decker now. Capo inside, takes it, gets blocked. Just over 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And McCarthy will go to the line. Excuse me, that's Bernal. I tell you what, Nick, I really need some H2O. We got any over here? No? All right, we're empty. We're in a drought here at LCAT. We need to call Poland Spring and get like a nice 24-pack delivered to us. But anyways, Ludlow with a 19-18 lead, 3:05 left in the second quarter. She misses her second one, and it's going to be out of bounds off Ludlow. White driving, and she banks it in. Here's Bernal, gives it to her teammate, and now the Lions are going to settle it. They get it through the middle, down low. Ludlow short two, doesn't get the lucky roll, and Sophia Capua having trouble, but she gives it to Julia Decker, who's running the floor for the Spartans. And Julia turns it over. Up top for the Lions, now to the left side. Back up top. Here's Gayan, under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And traveling is called against Ludlow. And Kimberly McCarthy checks back into the game for the Lions, and we're under 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. East Long Meadow is going to run motion now with Danny White dishing it to Olivia Bonavita. Julia Decker has it. Back to White. White sets for a three, and no, hits the front of the rim. Decker with the offensive rebound. The left-hander, yes, off the board. (22-19) East Long Meadow leads. And another steal for the Spartans. Decker to Bonavita. Down low to Capua. And it's going to be stolen away. The intended pass was to Gabby Haywood. Here's Bernal, covered by Bonavita. Gayan has it on the right side, covered by Decker. She gives it to Foy. Back to Gayan. Being double teamed on the right side. Off Gayan, East Long Meadow's ball. And Ferreira will take out Sophia Capua. Under a minute left here in the first half of play. East Long Meadow with a 22-19 lead. It's really been an interesting game so far between the 5-5 Spartans and the 3-7 Lions. And Haywood sinks it in. About a 1 second differential between the shot clock and game clock, so the Lions can really settle it here if they want to and try to get the last shot. Foy for three. Yes. So they got 2 seconds, but they have it stolen away at the buzzer. No. And East Long Meadow will go into halftime with a slim and unexpected slim lead. I did not expect this game to be that close. Only a 2-point game, and East Long Meadow leads 24-22. Not East Long Meadow's best performance in the first half, but regardless, like I said, they do have the lead. And when you talk Ludlow, you really think soccer. You don't think girls basketball. But the Ludlow Lions doing an excellent job on the offensive side and also the defensive side. Actually, you know what? I should say more of the defensive side because they've created a lot of turnovers on that against that 2-2-1, whatever that's called in the coach playbook for Coach Maurer, who's created at least 7-8 turnovers against the Lions. So really on offense, the Lions have just been hanging in there because the East Long Meadow offense can't pull away. So you do have to give credit to the Ludlow Lions defense in this first half. And as we usually do, even though I usually ask the color man, we're going to ask the fans today, and we're going to let you guess at home. And this is the 1-year anniversary of one of my biggest broadcasting mistakes. Now, I've made about 50 tonight, but this one is a funny one. And here's the question. What did I call Ludlow last year? A, the Panthers, B, the Wildcats, C, the Tigers, or D, the Jaguars? Think about my mistake, and we'll join you right after the break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Long Meadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCatSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Hey, we're doing the halftime show. Not even a show, it's more of a game between the Little Leaguers here, red versus white. And the first shot is no good off the glass. Red with the rebound. And it's going to be rejected by the white team, and they're running down the floor. I can't see because I got parents in front of me. Now, I do have rosters in front of me, but this was the last minute, so I'm trying to figure out everyone's names. And Nick, I can't even see. So we're just gonna wing this. That's how we do things here at LCAT. Everything on the fly. All right, so the score is 0-0. The red team coming up the floor. The shot's up and no, she airballs it, it'll go out of bounds. Steven Eckstein doing the play-by-play in the gym where everyone can hear him. An excellent public addresser here at East Long Meadow. And the white team puts it up, hits the back of the rim. Shots up. And I can't see if it went in or not. I don't think it did. And they keep bricking shots, and here comes the red team. And Klepacki, that's what we're going with on that one. Doesn't make the layup. Number 4 for the red team. The inbounds pass is stolen away. Taken away by the white team again. I know Nick and Nina can't talk, but if you combined their best players, or just all 10 of them, for how about that, could they beat the LCAT basketball team in a scrimmage? Could they do that? No? Are we getting no's? If we put all 10 of these players together and we put, let's see, we could put Nick, me, Mr. Mackey, Matt Domenico, Tony, and Lexi and Yaz, and would we be beat? Or are we going to dominate? What's yes or no? Nick says we have height, and Nina's just shaking her head. So I think that's yes. Oh, he says we don't. Nick, the statistician, says we don't even need Tony taking a shot at our sports director, and and the White get on the board for the first time in this mini scrimmage here. Kind of cool how they do it at halftime. Must be cool for the little leaguers to get on the high school court and play the future of East Long Meadow basketball. Shots up, no. Again, we're being blocked by some parents here, so sorry for any dead silence. Here comes the red team. Around the pick. Nice pick. Look at that. And White comes up with it. And by the way, White is not a last name like Danny White. I'm just saying White for their jersey color. Free throw line shot is up. No good. I think I have a team name for the LCAT basketball team. The LCAT Ballers. Like that? But they have shirts made. Stolen away by the White team. But it looks like the red team's almost going to... Oh, it's going to be out of bounds off the White team. And it's going to be off the glass and good for the red team. Shots up. No, rebounded by the White team. And that's in and out. Shot. Nope. Hits the top of the backboard. All right, so 1 minute left in the game. To be completely honest with all of you, I do not know what the score is. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Stolen away by the White team. And she has it rejected. And it's going to go out of bounds. And that should almost do it. Oh, thank you very much, Nick. He's gotten me some water. Nope, we're still playing here. Shots up, and it's good. And I believe the red team will win. So the red team beats the White team. An excellent performance by each squad. Excellent to see them coming out. And hopefully they do well the rest of their season. Again, they're the future of East Long Meadow basketball, so we get to get a front row early look at these young ladies as they put out an excellent performance here on the court at halftime. And we'll join you right after this quick break.
And sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
All right, we're back from the halftime break with your Spartans leading it by 2, 24-22. Again, I'm Tom Cronin providing the play-by-play, joined alongside Nick Balboni providing the stats for me tonight, and Nina Fazio working the cameras up top for the LCAT crew. East Longmeadow will start off with it here with Olivia Bonavita inbounding for the Spartans. And again, not a great first half for the Spartans, but they do have the lead, and I guess that's all that matters. But East Longmeadow definitely has a lot to improve on here in the second half, and let's see if they do it. Julia Decker gives it to Danny White. Now to Jamie Mikwitz inside of Haywood. Back out, but it's going to be controlled by East Longmeadow, and here's Danny White for three, in and out. Offensive rebound for the Spartans, and it's going to be off the hands of Olivia Bonavita, Lions ball. The Lions are 3-7 on the year, but they're definitely not playing like a 3-7 team here on the road against East Longmeadow. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds, but it'll stay with Ludlow. And Amanda Ferrero will check in now. The inbounds pass goes to the left side. Now to the right side for the Lions for three. No. Rebounded by Bonavita. And they're going to call a jump ball. It'll stay with Ludlow. Nice inbounds pass for Ludlow, off the glass and good, and they tied this ball game up at 24-all with 7 minutes left in the third. East Longmeadow needs to do a better job defending on that inbounds pass. Here's Haywood in the middle, now to Ferrero. Nice bounce pass to Bonavita, has trouble with it, and hits the front of the rim. Haywood with the offensive rebound, tears it away from everybody, puts it up, no. And Ludlow comes up with it. Here's Gayan. To the left side, back up top. And it's going to be through the hands and not saved by Ludlow. And here comes Julia Decker. And it's going to be stolen away by the Lions. Gayan has it, covered by Decker. Spins, and they're going to call her for walking. Excellent call by the referee there. Ashley Horgan checks in for Olivia Bonavita. East Longmeadow is scoreless here in the third quarter. And here comes the Lions with it. Gayan has it, takes it herself, and there's going to be no shot. There's going to be a foul on the floor. Inbounds pass goes to the left side to McCarthy, who gets the lucky bounce and gives Ludlow a lead. And it's going to be a timeout on the floor. Not sure if there was a foul there, but Coach Maurer calling a timeout. And we're going to take one with them. East Longmeadow trails by 3 with 5:41 left in the third quarter.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
All right, back from the timeout break with Julia Decker taking control for the Spartans. She gives it to the left side to Danny White. White, nice bounce pass to Decker. Back out to Horgan. Horgan sets for a three. No. Haywood with the rebound. Now to Horgan. Back up top to Decker. Decker for three. She'll try it, and she's in and out on the shot. And it's going to be off Ludlow and stay with East Long Meadow. Danny White inbounding for the Spartans. Again, East Long Meadow trails by three, 27-24. Danny White for three, yes. And she ties the ball game up at 27 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And there's going to be a foul on the floor, and Ludlow will go to the line. Number 15, Allison Bernal. Meg Lindsay will check in for Amanda Ferrero, who seems to be injured. I'm not sure if that's her knee. Nick, did you see anything on that? Hopefully she's all right. She looks in a lot of pain right now, but Bernal at the line. And she misses her first one. And she sinks her second one. So she gives Ludlow a 1-point lead here. Danny White coming up the floor. The floater, no, and they're going to call a charge. The Lions looking for something. Again, they lead by one. They go through the middle, and nothing's going on there. They get rejected inside, and Coach Maurer calling out 2-3 for the defensive formation. Ludlow looking for an inbounds pass. They give it to the right side. Now down low. And the pass is going to be to Guyon, who misses the layup. And they come up with it up top. Now to the left side. Guyon has it again. And she's going to get fouled. And I believe the foul was on Meg Lindsay. Coach Maurer not too pleased with the call. And Decker steals it away for the Spartans. Just over 4 minutes left in the third. 28-27, Ludlow leads. Danny White has it. Now to Ashley Horgan. Horgan puts it up and rattles it in. Good pressure by East Long Meadow. Decker almost coming up with a steal. Guyon slowing it down. Getting the offense set. Gives it to the right side to Bernal. And it's going to be off the hands, but recovered by Ludlow. Back to Bernal. Under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They put up a three, no. Rebounded by White. All the way back to White from Decker, inside to Lindsay, and off her leg and out of bounds. Here comes Guyon, and no foul called, a clean block, says the referee. Here comes Bonavita on the opposite end of the floor. Danny White for three, yes. And gives East Long Meadow a 32-28 lead. And they got to get it inbounds pass, but Coach Tim Brillo is going to call a timeout just in time. And Nick, should I announce the trivia question first or the LCAT softball squads? What seems more interesting? Trivia? Okay, we're going to go with the trivia. And again, this is kind of the one-year anniversary. Kind of eerie that last year I did the Ludlow game alone too. But the question was, what did I call Ludlow last year? A, the Panthers, B, the Wildcats, C, the Tigers, or D, the Jaguars? And the answer is, drum roll, C, the Tigers. I called them the Tigers the whole game last year. How embarrassing is that? I even started off this game by calling them the Tigers. I mean, that's even worse. So I gave a little clue to start off the broadcast. But yeah, I called them, so, Lions, Tigers, and Bears, oh my. So, Wizard of Oz broadcast last year. And so next time out, LCAT softball squads are? All right, that's something to look forward to. We're going to call a lot of people out in that one. I will give you guys a hint. Nick was not very pleased with his position that he got. Nina, you're in the infield, not in the outfield as you wished. All right, back from the timeout break. Again, East Long leads 32-28 with 2:45 left in the third quarter. And that's an over and back. But it's going to go out of bounds, but I thought they were going to call an over and back on that one. Well, either way, it's with East Long Meadow, so it doesn't matter what the call is, but Coach Maurer calling out UConn. Here's Bonavita. Swings it to White. White, yes, and that's her second consecutive three. East Long Meadow going with a press defense. Here's Kelly O'Shea. Guyon has it. Remember, there is no time limit to get it over the half-court line other than the shot clock, so they don't need to rush anything, either team. And Foy misses the three. Here comes White. White behind the back with the dribble. Nice bounce pass to Haywood. Haywood, no. Under 2 minutes left in the third. Guyon working against Bonavita. Back up top for the Lions. Down low. Back out. Now Guyon has it. Dribbling, runs into her own teammate. Jump shot, mid-range two for the Lions is good. All right, so 35-30, East Long Meadow still leads by 5. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Julia Decker will check in for the Spartans when the opportunity comes. Around the pick. Back to the right side. Danny White puts it up. No. And it's going to go Ludlow's way. And Julia Decker is going to take out Danny White. So Danny White will be able to get a few breathers on the bench. Here's Alyssa Guyon giving it back to her teammate, McCarthy. And now here's Foy with it. Excuse me, this is Bernal, not McCarthy. Now to the right side. And here's McCarthy. And McCarthy with the amazing layup and sinks it in. All right, so about a 10-second differential between the shot clock and game clock, but it's going to be stolen away by the Lions. Bounce pass to Foy. Foy puts it up, hits the side of the backboard, and Julia Decker will be fouled, and that'll stop the clock at 21.5 seconds left in the third. No shot clock remaining. East Long Meadow with a 3-point lead. Haywood has it. And there's going to be a jump ball, and it'll stay with East Long Meadow. 8 seconds left on the game clock. Inbounds pass is going to be tipped away. Inbounds pass to Decker, now to O'Shea, just over 5 seconds. And Lindsay sinks it in the nick of time. And that's going to end the third quarter with East Long Meadow leading 37-32. Again, East Long Meadow really hasn't been able to pull away from the Lions, which personally I did not expect. I thought they were going to have an easy time with the Ludlow Lions tonight. But the Lions are giving it their all, and it should be an interesting fourth quarter to see who brings more intensity and more heart into the fourth, with this game only being a 5-point lead for the Spartans. Definitely a very close game. And if you weren't here for the halftime show, we were talking about if the LCAT Ballers, that we're going to call it, the basketball team here at LCAT, could take on the Little Leaguers that were playing at halftime, which is a really cool event to see the Little Leaguers come to the high school and play a scrimmage at halftime. So I went up to Nina Fazio, and the camera girl tonight, and we were talking about it, and she goes, well, we should make an LCAT softball team. And I go, and the light bulb goes on in my head. I go, oh, yeah, that's right. Our sports director is the head coach of the varsity softball team here at East Long Meadow. So I created 2 different squads here, and I'm going to read them off. Very random. I made them up through the games, and if there was any dead spots in the broadcast, that's probably what I was doing. And we're going to go with Team 1 here. In left, I'm going to be in left field. Center field will be Yasmin Najibi, who was in the news side of LCAT. In right field is Lexi Cohen, who is also part of the news side. Third base is Nina Fazio, who's working the game tonight up on the camera. Shortstop is Matt Domenico, who's a mixture of the news and sports. Second base is Beth Dutiel, who runs the news. And first base is Neil Gagnon, who's also a play-by-play announcer here. And the coach is Coach Santinello. So that's Team 1. And also the pitcher is Don Mackey, and the catcher is Nick Balboni. So that's our lineup. I don't have the batting order, but I mean, I think we have to go fourth. Okay, so Nick will be fourth. He's going to clean the bases for us. So if we get ducks on the pond, he's going to knock them all out. We'll reveal Team 2 a little later, but here's Guyon, gives it to Foy. But Burnell has it stolen away. And it's going to be out the hands of Ludlow. No, excuse me, it's going to be out the hands. The ref changed his signal. It's going to be out the hands of East Long Meadow. Foy has it on the right side. And it's going to stay with Ludlow. I believe the ball was knocked out of bounds off a East Long Meadow hand. Foy gets the inbounds pass. Back to Bernal. Swings it to the left side. Long 2, no. Lindsay can't come up with the rebound, and McCarthy puts it in. Meg Lindsay banks it in. It gives East Long Meadow a 39-34 lead with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here comes Guyon. Down low. Guyon takes it, and she'll go to the line. Coach Maurer is not too happy with the refereeing. I don't think the referee is too happy with Coach Maurer either. Gabby Haywood with her second personal foul tonight. Again, a recap at LCAT softball Team 1. I'm in left, Yasmin Najibi's in center. Right field is Lexi Cohen. Third base is Nina Fazio. Shortstop is Matt Domenico. Second base is Beth Dutiel. And first base is Neil Gagnon. Pitcher is Don Mackey. And the catcher is Nick Balboni. And whenever we get a few more moments, we'll do softball Team 2 here at LCAT. The real question is, who would film and announce that game? And I don't know. Maybe we'll have the athlete. We'll switch roles. The athletes can broadcast and film while we play. Here comes Julia Decker around the pick. Nice pass to Haywood inside. No. I'm on Coach Mauer's side here. I mean, he is right. They haven't really gotten any calls to help them so far in this game. You know, I've never understood that. Maybe a ref has a bad day, or, you know, I mean, I'm not a ref. I just can't answer that question. But whenever a team is, you know, fared more than another team, I can just never understand that. Here's Sophia Capua, and she banks it in. All right, so 41-36. East Seminole leads, just over 6 minutes left in the fourth. Here's Guyan on the right side, working against Bonafide for three. And East Meadow does a nice job getting in there for the rebound. Gabby Haywood has it, and she's going to get fouled. Hey, follow us on Twitter at LCAT Sports. We have like 115 followers. I would love to get to 120. I believe we have a live Twitter feed going on at this moment. Not that anyone's checking. Here's Danny White, and she's going to get pushed. The third team foul, second personal foul for Guyan. Decker has it. Long two, no. Any retweets tonight, Nick? Or we're dead? Yep. Brunel inbounding. She finds Guyan, has trouble with it, but gets it back, and she lays it up and in. So a one-possession game, 3-point lead for the Spartans. I mean, they have not been able to break away whatsoever from this Ludlow Lions team. I'm really not sure where the confusion is coming from, because East Meadow is not playing that bad. Here's White, long three, in and out. And a foul is going to be called on Olivia Bonavita. Just over 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter of play. We're 3 minutes in. Danny White with the coverage against Foy. Here's Bernal. Bernal, Foy, and Guyan have really been the big three for the Lions. Here's Guyan, and she has it stolen away. Julia Decker has it. And here she goes. She takes it herself. Count it, and one. Gives East Longmeadow a 43-38 lead. Possibly 44-38. And she's in and out on the free throw opportunity. Here comes Ludlow up the floor. McCarthy. And she'll go to the line. All right, and I think we can reveal softball team number 2 at LCAT. In left field is Connor Lohman. In center field is Ariel Vertadakis. In right field, now he's not here at LCAT anymore, but he definitely does a lot of games. He was previously here at LCAT. Is Anthony Santinello, who's currently at Hofstra, broadcasting for the Pride. His dad is Tony Santinello, the sports director. At third base is the voice of the hockey team, Mr. Dr. Bazin. At shortstop is Kelly Glover. At second base is Robert. I'm not sure of his last name, but he's part of the news crew. At first base is Michael Nevins. And Michael Nick's laughing over here, so I can't control myself either. Michael Nevins is at first, who's part of the news team, as a timeout's called on the floor, so that was great timing by myself. Catcher is Mark Dutiel, who is the husband of Beth Dutiel. Pitcher is Sean Driscoll. He's not even affiliated with LCAT, but he seems to always be in the room, so he's in there. And our coach is India Barron, who does an excellent job helping produce the newscast. So tweet us in who you think would win, Team 1 or Team 2. We probably won't get any tweets, but it would be nice if we did. I think Team 1's stacked. I mean, Nick, if you want to look at the lineups and see, I mean. Oh, so we're the varsity squad and they're the JV squad? Okay. And Nick's going to change his position. He's going to put himself in center. You know, I'm not going to get any gappers. So you better be able to range out there and be able to get the glove out and snag a few. You know what I mean? Pull a nice little Willie Mays over the shoulder catch and throw it back. But no, that would be interesting to see. Alrighty. All right, 43 to 38, East Long Meadow leads. It's been a fun one tonight, to say the least. And off the glass, good. So a 3-point lead for the Spartans. Just over 4 minutes left in the last quarter of play. The Lions looking to go to 4-7 if they can complete this comeback. Haywood has it. Mid-range 2, in and out. Rebounded by Decker. Off the glass and good. Gayon with the rebound, puts it back up. It's the bottom of the backboard. Here is Ludlow trying to cut it to a 1-point lead. No, under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And they'll have it's 45 to 40. Where have my eyes been? So 45-42 now. Completely forgot about Decker's putback there on the other side of the ball. And the 3-point play is completed, and it's a one-possession game. East Long Meadow 45, Ludlow 43.
Take that ball. Take the ball.
Bonavita on the right side. She's been pretty quiet this whole game. Decker has it. Under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Stolen away. And East Long Meadow gives a foul. And it's going to be on Sophia Capua, I believe. So now Ludlow is in the 1-1 position now, and a very crucial moment, because if they miss this first one, obviously they do not get a second one, but if they complete the first one, complete the second one, we have a tie game. I mean, simple math there. I don't know why I just analyzed that. But East Long Meadow, you know, I'm not sure why they're committing fouls so early on in the offensive possession for the Lions. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so she sinks her first one. I cannot get words out today. I mean, I might have to get Rosetta Stone and learn English again, because, you know, it just hasn't been a good night for my mouth. All right, this one to tie it. Yes. Tie ball game with 2:45 left in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds off Ludlow. Bonavita has it, gives it to Decker. Danny White to take the lead. No. Capua with the offensive rebound. White has it. Haywood. Bonavita at the buzzer of the shot clock. No. Here comes Bernal to the right side corner. Ludlow driving, and they'll go to the line. And Guyon will try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, and they lead 47-45 with 2:01 left in the fourth. Coach Maurer smiling sarcastically as his team has blown this lead. And there's going to be a timeout on the floor. 48-45, Ludlow leads with 2:01 left in the ball game. Again, East Long Meadow trying to go to 6-5, while the Lions are trying to go to 4-7. You need 10 wins to make the playoffs in the MIAA Western Massachusetts Girls Varsity Basketball. I don't even know what it's called. Standings, leagues, whatever. Lost my train of thought there. What is it called? You got a word for me? The MIAA Conference. Any input on that, Nina? Nothing. Nina Fazio, next star lacrosse player here at East Long Meadow. Johns Hopkins bound. I don't know what you're saying to me, but she's yelling something down. Johns Hopkins, Johnny Hopkins, here you come, Blue Jays, baby. All right, so Haywood will inbound to Julia Decker. And I don't think Coach Maurer is going to try to tie this game. Obviously, plenty of time left in the game. But if it were to come down to a three-point deficit for East Long Meadow with not a lot of ticks left on the clock, I see them going to Danny White all the way. But let's see if they go for a quick two here. Still plenty of time, like I said. They'll miss the two. They're fighting for a jump ball, and Ludlow comes out with it. Here's Foy. Now to the left side for the Lions. Back up top to Bernal. Meg Lindsay's going to check in a few moments. Off the glass, no. Rims out. Off the head of Haywood, and it's going to stay with the Lions. And Meg Lindsay is going to take out Sophia Capua. So junior for junior there. 1:20 left in the ball game. East Long Meadow trails by 3. Guyon gets the inbounds pass at the free throw line, takes it back up top around the perimeter to the right side. Low, no. Decker comes up with it. Danny White gives it to Meg Lindsay down low. Does it get the lucky bounce around the rim? And Ludlow comes up with it. All right, so under a minute left here. Ludlow 48, East Long Meadow 45. No need to foul. Bonavita almost comes up with a steal, and Guyon smart to let it go and waste some more time off the clock. Inbounds pass is successful for the Lions. Here's Guyon. Under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Right side, down low. And they're going to draw a jump ball. And it's going to go East Long Meadow's way. All right, so no shot clock left. 26.1 seconds left on the game clock. I think you can go either way. Coach Maurer has got his clipboard ready just in case, and he's going to call a timeout as they get it across the half-court line. I really think Coach Maurer can go either way here. I think you can go for a quick 2 and then get a quick foul. I'm not sure how great Ludlow is on the line in pressure situations. We don't have that stat. We are not ESPN. But also I think you could go for the 3, but if you're going to go for the 3, you might as well just take a few more seconds left off the clock and try to tie it that way than rather give Ludlow another chance. Actually, you know what? That point just made no sense whatsoever. I think if they go for a 3, they need to take it quickly so they can get a quick foul as well, just as a quick 2. Whether you go with the 2 or you go with the 3, I'm not so sure. Nick, 2, 3, give me a little hand signal. Nick's going to go with the 3, so he wants to tie it. Nina, she's going to go with the 3 too, so I'll just be that kid, and I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to separate myself. I tried to say differentiate there. Couldn't get that one out, but I'm going to separate myself. So I think they'll go for a 2, but if they go for a 3 and they make it, I will not be disappointed whatsoever. Let's see. They got White in there who can pull up. Bonavita, but she's been quiet tonight, and Decker usually doesn't pull up from behind the arc. And they draw a foul, but they're not going to go to the line as that's only the 5th team foul against the Lions. Again, 48-45 Lions lead. 19.5 seconds left in the ball game. Haywood inbounds to Bonavita, and they're going to call a foul. Now, if these fouls are intentional, then they're just going to try to send Esau Meadow to the line so they can't tie the game. But usually you only see that when there's about 5 or 7 seconds left on the clock, not when there's 18. But hey, what do I know? Haywood inbounding. And it's going to be off Ludlow, so it'll stay with East Lamido. Decker has it, gives it to White. Where's the foul? She decked her on the side. Are you serious? My, oh my. All right, so 12 seconds left on the clock. 48-45. I mean, am I blind or was I okay? I think I was correct. I mean, she did get decked. But Coach Mauer's in the huddle calling up a play. Well, Coach Timbrello is on the other side of the court telling his girls to stand tall on the defensive end. Again, East Lamido had trouble last year against the Lions. They lost that game. Trying to reverse the curse here, even though it's only been a year. Not like the 86 years for the Red Sox or the curse of the Bambino. Just had to pull that one out. All right, both teams are breaking away from the timeout huddle. East Lamido will be inbounding from the baseline. So Decker will inbound for the Spartans. Spartans trail by 3. And it's going to be stolen away. And East Lamido commits a foul, and Ludlow will go to the line. So Ludlow, if they make them both, this game's over. But if they only make one, East Lamido definitely still has a shot. And the first one is good. Number 2, Kira McCarthy sinks it in. And she sinks them both. O'Shea inbounding. Here's Decker. Bonavita, no. And the game is going to end with Ludlow defeating the East Longmeadow Spartans by 5, 50-45. East Longmeadow moves to 5-6, while the Lions go to 4-7. So a crucial win on the road for the Lions and a crucial loss here at home for the Spartans. Danny White, I believe, led her team in points. I believe. Yeah, so she did lead her team with points with 23. But, you know, whoever leads the team, whatever stat, doesn't matter because East Longmeadow did not come out with the W. They came out with the L. Heartbreaking because, you know, this team was on such a good run. You're hoping they could get over 500 for the first time this season, get to 6-5, and be only 4 wins away from the playoff berth, excuse me. But now they still stand at 5 wins away from the playoff race. I mean, it's been fun tonight. It's been a blast doing it alone. I'm sorry for any names I've mispronounced or anything like that. I want to give credit to Nina Fazio and Nick Balboni for putting up with me tonight. They've done an excellent job throughout the whole basketball season, both on the boys and girls side. Again, East Longmeadow loses this game 50-45, and we hope to join you next time.